We have an I-Team exclusive tonight, diabolical. That is how a key witness in Jim Beck's fraud trial describes his former friend and the one-time insurance commissioner. Steve McKegg says he still struggles with the damage that Beck did to him and his wife.
A jury convicted Beck of wire, tax, and mail fraud last week. McKegg and his son sat down to tell their story in this exclusive interview with senior I-Team reporter Dale Russell.
What Beck had done was diabolical. And to do it to your friends, who does that?
Steve McKegg has survived the fear and sense of helplessness. He's recovered from the sleepless nights and endless therapy. But he can't let go of the anger. Not yet. Maybe not ever. Anger aimed at one of his closest friends, Jim Beck, the man who conned him and his wife unwittingly into a criminal scheme to steal millions of dollars.
Put him in a category of, this is a master criminal that we have been played. He's played us.
Mr. Beck defrauded the GUA out of more than $2 million.
In 2019, we first learned of Jim Beck's criminal scheme, a complicated invoicing scheme involving 6 different companies and 4 different family and friends, conned into stealing more than $2.5 million from the insurance company Beck was running at the time, GUA. GUA was a state-sponsored company for people who couldn't get insurance anywhere else. 2 of those companies were run by Steve and Sonia McKegg.
Your friend calls you and he says, my car's broken down. Do you mind giving me a ride to the bank? I have to deposit a check. And you say, sure, no problem. You give him a ride to the bank and he goes in and he robs the bank. You had nothing to do with that. But of course now you're caught up in it. And that's the way that we felt throughout this entire experience.
Steve McKegg and his lawyer son Ryan are speaking out for the first time about the damage done to the family by a man Steve and Sonia McKegg trusted for years.
It was worse than if somebody had robbed me at gunpoint.
Both McKeggs were key witnesses against Beck. Sonia McKegg told the jury that Beck's wife Lucy had been her best friend for 30 years. The 2 families drew closer when both wives battled breast cancer at the same time, and when the 4 of them began traveling to Europe together.
I think it's a little over 10,000 pages.
Wow.
Showing all the work that we did.
The morning we met Steve McKegg, he had just left the FBI, where he picked up 7 bankers' boxes full of documents detailing the work he and his wife did for GUA under Beck's guidance. 85% of the documents were created by Steve's wife, Sonia, who did not want to talk publicly.
She would come home and work until late at night. She worked every weekend. She worked holidays.
Both McKeggs had worked in the insurance industry all their lives. Beck convinced them to set up their own companies to help GUA. Sonia updated insurance policies, which led to raised premiums. Steve helped GUA save money on water damage claims, both supposedly using data supplied by another of Beck's creations, a company called Green Technology Services.
Everything that ever heard from anybody about him was what a good man he was, what a devoutly religious man he was. And I remember when they got these opportunities, they were very excited.
For 2 years, the McKeggs say they worked hard. Part of their job was to pass along invoices from the mysterious Green Technology to GUA. They didn't realize the company was run by Beck's cousin, Matt Barfield. Barfield testified when GUA paid him, he passed along 80% of the money back to Jim Beck in cash.
I was scared, so, I was glad to hand it off and get it out of my hands.
We were not part of any scheme. We were victims of Jim Beck's scheme.
Steve McKegg said they first learned of the scheme when prosecutors in a grand jury room showed them how more than $2.5 million ended up in Jim Beck's pockets.
We were absolutely horrified. Sonia started crying in the grand jury, and not for herself, but for her friend. Her friend that, oh no, this is what's going to happen to her now.
What happened was a 2-week trial, more than 24 witnesses, and a jury verdict on all 37 mail, wire, and tax fraud and money laundering counts in less than an hour and 20 minutes. It was over, but the damage done still lingers.
It's the worst experience of my life, and I'm just sorry I had the misfortune to have Jim Beck as my friend. He's a dangerous friend to have.
We reached out to Jim Beck's legal team for any reaction, and attorney Bill Thomas told me they had no comment. The sentencing for the former insurance commissioner is in October. From the federal courthouse, Dale Russell, Fox 5 News.
Dale, thank you.